Now,
And
Mr. Mike Jones, if I was to believe what you just said,
yeah,
I would have to believe that, you had world powers meeting and, and just, I mean, like in 1884, 1885, and getting together and dividing things up in a criminal way, like Africa and that'd be like us saying Britain was going to take Egypt and Sudan. Oh, wait a minute, that did happen.
that did happen, right?
That did happen. That was the Berlin Conference, wasn't it?
Yeah, right.
And so
Yeah.
they
So
divided that up just like the gangsters divide up territory as well, don't they?
yeah, the same thing. That's what I'm saying.
It's,
Don't
oh,
say everybody's seen enough gangster movies
so,
to
so,
understand
so Britain,
what we.
France, Belgium, Germany, Portugal, Italy, Spain getting together at the Berlin Conference and saying we're going to take the specific portions of Africa is the exact same thing as what gangsters do.
Right, and what they did to China, they tried to chop up China, but China was just too big for them to eat, and ultimately they couldn't do it. But they had spheres of influence in China from the mid 19th century to the mid 20th century till Mao came back and and he was the bigger gangster, and so he just took all his corners back. Okay, and the people that followed him restored China to its rightful place in the pantheon of organized gangsters. Okay, so now they are a major player, and if you take a long view of European history, China's reemergence as a global power is not a problem for Europeans because in the history of Europe, China has always been a global power. Uh, America is very new to this game from a historical standpoint. So by the time America emerges on the scene in the 19th century, China is what the Chinese refer to as the century of change, the 100 years where Europeans were set up shop in China, etc. And so the Americans don't have an experience of China as a world power. So they're thinking about controlling the Chinese in a way the Europeans say, well, they just back. It's like Avon getting out of jail, okay? And he said, "What you gonna do?" Well, he Avon, okay? Whatever you had, you got to give back now because he's back. But the United States, uh, uh, basically, we talked about this offline, was founded by the worst of the Europeans. Okay, the dumbest, most ignorant, the most criminal, the most thuggish element of the European criminal class came to the United States and Australia, a little bit of Canada.